That's funny.
He might be a bit psychic.
Okay, we're on. It seems to have a really good connection these days.
That's good.
We just got to keep the subjects away from those. Yeah,
We should anyway.
yeah. But you know, at the end of the day, it's horrible that you can't be as truthful as you want because of of algorithms and kiboshing. But at the end of the day, like we know, there you go, Diamond Bravo. Here you go, mate. Guardian 27, Rhinopolis, Hamudia, Drew HG, Timmy Doust, and the Camp Thorn. Who's going to harm you? Josh is. Lauren there, lurking, right here with us now. Jack, not the way you want to be in the military, but helps Jill out on the hill. Timmy Douse, damn, I'm second. And the lurker's here too. Well done, Timmy, with that promotion. It happened the other day, but it's still good to see it. Noah, thanks for what you've done for the animals, 2 of each kind. Overflowing stage 3 pit. Did you eventually get the water out of that one, mate? Country Rogus. Country Road, Take Me Home is my favourite song, pretty much. James E, but not on the E's. Jessie, I wish I had your girl. Good evening all. Megan, lovely Megan. It's a beautiful name. Never met a bad Megan in my life.
No, our Megan's great.
No one likes to fish more than Ben. Glenn Jones, good to have you here, mate. Nice Lance Shack stripe, worst rank in the army, but you'll be a section commander soon. Well done. Giuliano, sounds like a drink from Italy.
Look, we're ready for the Kraken studies here.
We're ready. Okay, we're ready. G'day, medic. Medic! Jay Hayes. There we go. West side. All right, let's get into it a little bit, shall we? The music just gets to me a little bit. I can hear it. I'm trying to talk to you or typing. Lauren's here. We've got what you will look like after 2 weeks in Tully on the screen. And she used to be feminine. Who put your hand to colour up if you thought that was meant to be a bloke.
I'm too quiet again. I need my own little tripod.
Wait a sec. No, you just weren't talking.
Oh, is it? Can you hear me, everyone?
Is there anybody out there? Welcome to Wednesday, which really should be the day of rest. What we're going to do, again, for all of the fallen across the world, for starters, I am Kaz from BAM, In the Trenches with Kaz. Skippy Badge recipient, earned 343, not Industries, that'd be Halo. Welcome to Wednesday, we're here. What we're going to do first off is a tribute, as we always do, to the Thin Blue Line, to firemen, to military around the world. What we're going to do is light the flame. This will go for the duration of the stream, and anyone that you know that has fallen, grandpa, mum, pop, brother, son, boyfriend, sister, this burns for you while the hour lasts. That is our symbol of gratitude to those that wore the uniform, went on a great adventure and didn't realise they weren't coming back. Anyway, Jack, we've got Sean Goodrich there. What have you got to say to Flubber Dubber and friends there, Lauren?
To me, I want to say hello.
Hola.
Peter. Yeah?
What about Common Stars? That too.
No, I haven't watched as much Dora as you.
Damn. Guess who's here?
Who's here?
JC. To some that are religious, you can think of it as Jesus Christ.
If they want, he wouldn't mind, I bet.
No. And the police are there when you ring.
Exactly.
A little bit too slow to help, but they'll be there. JC, we've got some great news. It turns out the 2 police officers that were involved in the shooting in the USA, in the ambush, have made it through. It was a female and a male cop, and one of them had a little 4-year-old daughter, I believe. So, hands together, praying for their speedy recovery. And to the savage that did the shooting, I wouldn't want to be you. When they're putting more than $100,000 bounty, I doubt you've had a real friend in your life. Snitches get stitches. That's going to last when there's $100,000 on the counter, so to speak. They know the way you live. JC, Jay Hayes, Jared McMichael. Good to have you here, mate. Just out at dinner, Kaz. I'll tune in as soon as I can. No worries, mate. What are we eating tonight? Mr. Bryce would like to know. The new spanner down below. Great to have you here, Brycey. And Guardian, Jesse Ensby. Enderby. Kaz, I watched a CCTV of their shooting. Jeez, the guy got a shot. Okay. Yep. Yeah, a gentleman, they did another drive-by today on a police officer, but got him in the vest. And then he returned fire. Now they're chasing that guy down with their proverbial German shepherds, so to speak. And hopefully there is no mercy for his soul. Cruising along, Mr. Bryce. There we go. Spartan Mouth. JC, how's the shoulder holding up? Diamond Bravo. Kaz, what's your favourite candy? It'd have to be cola flavoured or sour lollies. Not the spicy sour. I made the mistake with those once. It's not that I can't take a bit of heat.
Is that really your favourite lollies?
Yeah, spicy or cola, pretty much.
When you were a little kid, and you remember, you would have been around the 1 cent lolly generation, where if you had 10 cents, you got 10 lollies, right?
Yep.
What lollies did you used to buy then?
Eucalyptus.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Were you that weird kid?
My breath was like an old lady's kiss.
I always loved some of the chocolate bullets. I used to get chocolate bullets. They're yummy.
Yeah, pretty good, but they make your poo look like a war crime.
I thought your poo always looked like a war crime.
True, it does. It looks like it should have chalk outline around it, actually. Robbie Kent bought himself a, was it Robbie Kent or Robbie Wall? I got some photos today of their new puppy beside their new lamb beside their miniature horse. It looks like just a farm of love.
Oh, that's so adorable.
Yeah, it was really cute.
People should send us photos.
Well, they do. They do send photos.
We need to start putting them up sometimes.
Yeah, I should. It just happens, by the time I finish with phone calls, you think I'm going to get back to that, and then another one comes in, etc.
Yeah, exactly.
What we'll quickly do is cover what the subject's going to be tonight, and then we'll skip back into some momentum of questions, etc. I've had a lot of feedback saying that you love the fact that Lauren reads past and keeps the momentum going and keeps me honest, so to speak. So ask your questions. Yeah. Great to have you here. We're building a channel. This is the Forever channel. I'm not alone. I'm just the person in front of the camera. And we're an Aussie channel, global channel, and we have global subscribers. So respect your time. And sorry, it may not be at a time-sensitive period for you. But make sure you subscribe. Enjoy, like right now, so that YouTube says, this guy's not doing too bad. And if you really don't like, thumbs down it in the comments, not on the sideline, and give us a reason why. And I'll be entertained by that later, as I look cynically through my rose-coloured glasses at it. Today we're talking about the Australian Army Infantry once training is over. I want you to understand, while you're fledglings, while you have the proverbial arm around your shoulder, whether it be from recruiting, whether it be from Kapuka, whether it be from the School of Infantry, Armoured Corps, Puckapunyal, etc. Understand that once you are fully qualified, that arm comes away and then you are just held responsible for your actions. You are a soldier. So what happens? When you get out of training, you will go to your unit. You'll be allocated to a call sign. 2 seconds through the corner of my peripheral vision that young people don't have, but old dogs like myself do. Bam, yellow cow, and also a green cow. We have a seasick cow from Mr. Bryce, couple of Cokes. Behave yourself, Brycey. Nutsu cow, straight up, straight below that. The colour of mustard or jaundice, blood poisoning if you will. We've got Nathan Island. Holy shit, it's a big one. Thank you very much, Nathan. I don't know what I did or what I said, and is your island girt by sea? Nutsu cow. Thank you very much, mate. That'll be Pepsi and a pizza on an off-pay week. See you later, guys. No, I actually don't spend any of it. It goes there for when the tax man comes and goes, whack, And then whatever's left is going to send me overseas once the 19 is over. And then you guys can see me getting bashed in some bloody third world hovel coming up.
Can't wait.
Sean, look, I thought those guys would be able to fight being infantry for 24 years. I wasn't a boxer. I was a marksman. All right, leave me alone. As a matter of fact, for those that haven't heard before, because of my lack of actual pugilistic power, okay, one of the threats I will tell someone that wants to fight me is be very careful that you're not the first ever person to lose to me. That'd be very embarrassing. And I'll try my hardest. I'll be Leighton Hewitt, set 5, all the way. But now, as I get older, I will bite. I'll use my knuckles, my thumbs, etc. to win. I'll do whatever it takes.
You're like a pixie woman.
Yeah. So, you get out of training. Straight away, you get sent to your unit. Once you get to your unit with your trunk, that'll come anywhere up to 3 weeks later through the queue system, military freight. You're going to get there, you're going to get a call sign. Once you get to the call sign, there is you might have heard me talk about it before, but only a couple of times. And what that is a proficiency logbook. And that is given as a platoon sergeant with your name on it, which has all the proficiencies that are shortfalls of training for Kapuka of Singleton. Accomplishments must be met before you go to Private P, Proficient, and that's in every single corps. What will occur is training will be geared around allowing you to get those competencies, and you can say to Platoon Sergeant, Section Commander 2IC, can we do this so I can achieve that? And often when we go on training activities, most of those things will be hit on, to give these qualifications, because once you have all those qualifications and you need to keep us honest with that, then you will get written off as Private P. And the Platoon Sergeant is the only person that can write you off. Not Section Commander, not 2IC, not Platoon Commander. The training officer for the platoon, the old dog, the instructor of the platoon, or the troop, squadron, etc. He is the one that writes that off. Once you have that, bam, pay rise. Take into account as well that when you're in the military, when you look at the wages, you can add more than $10,000 to that, and that's a service allowance. I believe that you shouldn't get that if you're not coming up with the goods. That way there is a financial hammer that rests over you if you don't meet your end of the bargain. If you're trying to wind your clock down with doing the minimum amount while getting the maximum amount of privilege that come with the military, we should turn that off. Okay? But that'll be over 10 grand. And if you go to Special Forces, add some to that. If you go to the 2nd Battalion, add seagoing allowance, more to that. But once you're Private P, you've got even less excuses, less latitude when you make mistakes. You have to be proactive. You have to turn up on time. You can go to jail if you don't. Again, you can't roll your eyes, you can't fold your arms, you can't put your hands in your pocket, you can't smoke or eat while walking. You got to wear your hat, except when you go into a shop, in a shopping complex, wear your hat, take it off to go into a dining facility, etc. Everything you do, everything you say, you can be held accountable by a secondary court of law, which is the military tribunal, the military law system, the justice system. Don't expect pats on the back. In today's day and age, you get a pat on the back for every little thing you've done right. We don't give them all at all. You just don't get yelled at. You just don't get your ass kicked. Don't expect to go there and be treated like a child. We don't talk in kids' voices to you. We don't patronise you. We give you tasks. We expect you to meet those tasks, those missions, okay, and not expect anything in return other than the fact that we've done our job. That's all. That's it. The platoon sergeant as well doesn't expect to be thanked. The platoon commander doesn't expect to be thanked. We don't expect well dones. But you'll know if you don't do well. And that leads back again to mateship and friendship. Completely different things, but they can overlap. Mateship means that you are getting along, sharing the whole, sharing experiences, sharing the mission with those that you wouldn't necessarily have at your 21st birthday, at your wedding, etc. Blue cow, flubba dubba. What are the rules to wearing uniform in public? Exactly the same as what it is anywhere else. have a hat on. When you're talking, you can take your chin strap off. You'd have it on everywhere you go, as a mark of office while you travel around. You can't have your sleeves rolled up. They have to be rolled down unless you're RAF, because they can't even get cancer. Okay? What else is there? You get around the area smartly, but you don't march. In the battalion, in the unit, you get around in pairs, right? But you can talk, but you don't gob off and just have conversations, jelly necking around. You walk with purpose. You don't get that 18-year-old uni student looking girl wrists that just flap around like they're broken, like Dave D's bloody lower leg hanging after a low altitude fall from a tree. You walk with purpose. You have your hands clenched and you just walk, and you get to where you're going quicker than what you normally would. JC, how you going, bud? You finish everything you start. You go field. You don't quit. There's no quitting. You're going to go to places where there's not even communication. There's no way to getting out there. You finish what you start, and if you're sore, I don't give a damn. I don't even need to hear about it as platoon sergeant. I don't even care. It's if you're injured, there's a difference. That means it's not going to get better without suing your family doctor, seeing your family doctor. Okay, we might call a medic out to you, but you don't make the decision, I'm going home. I can't take this. I'm leaving. All right? Yeah. Generation after tactics in the trenches, Kaz. I used to see the RAF walk around in shorts. No one wears their uniform worse than the Air Force, mate. Sadly. Sleeves rolled up, no hat on, baseball cap, every rule that you're not allowed to do in the Army, and they used to do it in the Army uniform. Sorry, JC. Yep. And they never used to get their ass kicked for it. They should have. Lauren is shining. Yes.
I've got a question for you from Giuliano.
Good name.
Yes. When ADFA, ADFA students go to RMC,
yes,
do they go straight to first class?
First class, wait, they do 1 year. So I think they go in part way through second class. Yep. Okay. For those that don't know, when you go to RMC, 18 months. Third class, second class, first class. Third class is similar to you doing Kapuka. That is where they're a cadet. They have absolutely no rank. Their rank is cadet, like yours would be recruit. And then from there, what happens is they will go through the yelling, the soldier skills, etc. But they can get promoted within their cohort through the rank system and end up with the trainee of merit, so to speak, or cadet of merit, etc. and get the actual sword given to them, the Wilkinson sword, I believe, shark skin as the pommel. So, or you can go your entire 3 classes with no rank whatsoever. Yep. But if that's the case, don't expect to get probably the choice of corps that you wanted.
Okay. I think it's Gav, but it's not our usual Gav with the dice. What do you think of waterproof socks in the Army?
Nah. Nope.
No good.
No. Look, getting wet is just part of what we do. The last thing you want in a tropical environment is get to the stage where the water is actually from sweat and salt instead of being from water getting in. JC will be able to tell you. Mr. Bryce will be able to tell you. Simon Powell will be able to tell you there is nothing better than when you're in a hot tropical climate when your boots get flooded with water and you go, a bath for my tinea. Fantastic. Don't try and stay dry. It won't work. And you'll look like a punce while you try. Yeah.
I haven't heard the word punce for ages.
It's a good word. It's ace.
It's ace.
Blue jeans, white shirt or black shirt, okay, with white joggers or gym boots. That's all a man needs. So that a lady can look at him and go, you can't even tell what that guy's personality is, but he looks cool. He looks like he could have a skateboard or a motorbike, oil on his hands. James Dean, smoke if you will.
I'm a little bit quiet, they say.
It's because this is the alternative that I stand there.
I need my own little tripod or something.
You are on a tripod.
Oh.
Yep. You were like 10 centimetres from the actual microphone. But it's because I didn't have it on omnidirectional, I guess.
Yeah, we should work on a better setup for this sometime.
Yeah. Maybe I should clean my room. I've got glass in my feet right now.
You have not.
No, I haven't. That's fake news. Who disliked? That's okay. As long as they leave a reason. We've got a couple of lurkers. We've got a couple of butthurt people that weren't probably either good at their job or didn't make it who have got a problem. It's fine.
But I tell you what, they must be subs because they are here every stream. So thank you for that thumbs down.
Thank you for your support, thumbs down, guy.
Yeah, exactly. The YouTube algorithm loves it when you subscribe.
I'd get them a Christmas present, the thumbs down guy. At least they're consistent.
Yeah, exactly.
What's
David Penson is still waiting if you need any help from Vietnam.
Yeah, mate. I'm waiting to get in touch with you, mate.
On Patreon, I believe. Should he send you a text on the bat phone and make?
Yeah. Really... Unless he's joined as a member and not as the Patreon, that could have been what happened. Dave, let's find a way to get you my phone number. Exactly. So we can find out what's going on, so we can go and help people. I'm going to tell you something that really hurt me hard a couple of days ago, and it was talking about accidental finds by ordinary people on massive treasures. And one of the things I did show you was, and I've known about this forever at Sierra Leone, is the blood diamonds, the children 4 years old, 7 years old, that are doing 12-hour days, trying to find the minerals, etc., and cobalt, while getting cobalt poisoning while they do it for less than $1 a day. And you think to yourself, man, but you can't even help them. If you gave $200 to one of them, 200 days, 2/3 of a year, then what would happen? They'd just get mugged and get it taken off them. That's just the way those economies work. And the people in America, BLM, how about you show us what you mean and you go and help people of your own colour that you care so much about outside your own country, and let action replace smashing windows, making people hate you. Yeah. You don't change anyone's mind by being a dickhead.
Yeah, no, he's
Someone said about tattoos, Lauren.
Where?
Someone asked about tattoos.
Where?
What the tattoo policy is. You can get tattoos in the army, but if you're a dickhead,
I think they can be offensive. I think you should make sure they're not like pornographic or too gore, like violent.
I think in general rules, a human being is don't get offensive tattoos.
Exactly.
Because it'll be very embarrassing when you've got a daughter or a son at Wet and Wild and you're embarrassed to take your shirt off and everyone goes, oh, someone made a mistake when they were younger.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. You can get tattoos in the military.
Their tattoo policy is under review, the website says at the moment.
So... Yeah, you can get them almost anywhere as long as you can't see them in a passport photo now, apparently. They realised they were getting rid of all the troubled people, so the boxers were getting boring because they hadn't come from the streets. Now, what I mean by that is people with rough backgrounds tend to have more exciting, more robust, don't thank me, I'll just get the job done, ticker, dog in the fight kind of guys. You can get a tattoo whenever you want. Lauren has tattooed how many soldiers in Townsville?
Oh God, I couldn't count them.
7?
I could. Years and years. 7,000. Years and years. Yeah, I don't know. I've worked in more than one tattoo shop and owned more than one tattoo shop there. So yeah, more than I could count. I remember the tattoos more than the people.
Yeah, that's it.
So, like, I'll meet someone in the street and they'll say, oh, yeah, you tattooed me. And I'm like, oh, what did I do? And as soon as they tell me what the tattoo was or show me, I remember them.
Yeah. Never get a tattoo to do with anything to do with Kapuka. Never get a tattoo of anything to do with the School of Infantry. Never get a tattoo about being a cadet. Never get a tattoo about being Army Reserve. Wait till you get out of training. And if there's something that matters, if you go on an operational trip, if you lose a buddy, then that's a good idea. But remember, It is there forever. And you know when the training regime is. Don't go when you're about to spend 6 weeks out bush and then get a tattoo so you come back and there's 6 weeks difference between the first installment, second, third, etc.
It does have to heal. We prefer it to heal because we can't, like if your tattoo is so big and it takes more than one session, it has to be fully healed before we can do the next thing. But that's the problem. If you're about to go out bush, don't go get a tattoo just before you go because you've got an open wound. It's like a gravel rash. and your chance of infection is just as much. And you really don't need another thing to be looking after when you're out bush.
That's it. And they won't accept it as an excuse. If you go, I've just got a tattoo, they're going to go, don't give a shit, mate.
No, exactly. Tattoo artists can write you a chit.
Yeah. Here's a good statement by A. Thanks for your service, mate. Just remember, when you go through Singo, the NCOs won't let crap soldiers go to a battalion. They will back squad you if you're not up to the standard. Give it your best shot at every task. And what we're saying there is, you're always being watched. Just because you're not getting your ass kicked doesn't mean that you're not in a precarious position. Someone is not going to send you to the battalion that they love if you are crap, if you are no good, if you are dangerous, if you are jack. It's a people business. It is. We don't pass on crap to our friends and to people that are going to be a boon. Some people will actually get through. There is times where someone gets back squatted repeatedly and pressure comes from above for some reason. Who knows that guy? That guy is to pass. And you go, what? But he's crap. He's to pass. I don't agree. I reckon if you can't, you can't. Get them out, send them somewhere else. Yeah? Because you're doing them a bigger disservice if you let them continue in a corps that's not going to accept them. Darcy, love your work, mate. Interested in your immediate thoughts on 2 Commando Regiment selection and training courses. I love 2 Commando and SASR. I do. I would choose Commandos because I'm a loudspeaker. I like talking. I like being proud, and I like the fitness side. I like the fact they're advanced infantry. I've worked with a lot of those guys on courses, etc. I like the way they talk. I like the way they represent their battalion. I'm happy with them. Their courses are very professional. That you are representing a brand as well as yourself, as well as the Australian Army. And the expectation is if you tarnish it, then the repercussions are swift. Right?
Rob Kent's making me laugh. He said he heard on the street that you have a W tattooed on each bum cheek.
Wow. No, upside down. It's mum.
Yeah. Okay. Let me find a question. Come on, folks.
Okay,
let's ask some good questions. How many Southern Cross tattoos have I done? More than I could count. I do have pants on, JC. I'm wearing yoga pants.
Yogurt?
They're not made.
Are you a sailor that used to wear yogurt pants?
What?
Fully yogurt.
All right. Okay. Sean Goodrich says, hey, this is not quite on topic, but what is Kapuka like? I've only really seen the defence-made ones, and I don't think it gives the whole picture. Maybe watch some of the back catalogue. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you do have some that will give a bit of an insight into Kapuka.
Yeah. Kapuka intakes are about every week, Jamesy. And Kapuka training is just continual, constant, and you don't know what's happening next. It'll be as simple as, Hoi 11, Hoi 11! You come running out, and then you find out this is what you need to be dressed in 3 minutes. Do that. And then you come out, and then an NCO comes out and goes, do this. And it's like that for 3 months without a break. So it wouldn't matter what was happening. If I said to you, you're going to work 100 kilometres, but all you're going to do is carry a ShamWow, it'd get annoying. So what it is just a never-ending grind where you have absolutely no control over your time and no excuses are ever tolerated. But also you're being pushed with a team of mates, not friends, of both genders, where your reputation is attached to their performance and their lack of preparation before they turned up. It's too late to start preparing once you get there. You may have done a stellar job. You might have been on In the Trenches with Kaz, and you might be the person that sent the beautiful comment that Lauren had to let me know about this morning. And that comment was lovely, Lauren.
Yeah, I always love these. You get quite a few of the same ilk. And it's when someone just says, hey, Kaz, thanks, I just finished Kapuka and I'm thanks to your videos, it was exactly like I expected, and what you said helped me get through a time when I wanted to give up, and now I've done it, and he couldn't be happier. And that was the whole vision.
Yeah.
Was to help folks.
The worst thing that could happen would be for me to feel like I'm giving you fake news on your life, on your career, on the decision processes you make that will determine the rest of your life's journey. So, by being brutally honest, what that means is, especially for the ladies, you're not always going to like what you hear because it might be new to be able to hear the actual truth, not the glossy pamphlet that is getting given to you by ulterior motives from recruiting. But believe me when I tell you, I can tell you what cores are good for you. I can tell you what you're going to be good at. I can tell you what you're going to be poor at, and I can tell you where you don't belong. But it's always because I've got a daughter and I care about your career, your contribution, and your life as well. And I want this to be just as easy to be a 40-year career for you as what I would for JP, who I know very well as well. Yeah.
Good answer. And we always like you to give us feedback. We love it when you leave a comment after the stream's uploaded, and we do interact, don't we, with commenters? In fact, you talk to almost all of them.
Yeah, I try to hit them all. Naturally, if it's been up there for more than 3 days, then the comments don't even show up to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Until I go back and if you had this channel, would you go, I'm going to look at a video that's 3 weeks old and go and look at the comment that's 89th down? It's,
Well, I do. I kind of randomly go back and check them. I like to.
But you search for gold. You're looking for the negative comments.
I do, because I'm hunting trolls. It's troll hunting season.
It is, and they taste like chicken.
I just hunt them and deliver them to you. Okay. Let's see what people want to know. Folks are kind of talking amongst themselves. Kaz, you do always recommend that if folks are currently in school, like year 11 or something, that they should finish school first for even maturity reasons. Is that right? That's usually what we tell people.
To me, it's a really important thing. Unless you have totally blown school out of the water, or you've already left for etc. and you're young. There is a real beauty in the fact that you are going to be one of the only people at that entire establishment that actually knows what you're doing now and potentially in 15 years' time. You are not going to be trapped in the deep water wondering, is my career going to be redundant as Elon Musk comes out with yet another breakthrough in technology, the epoch of our times. Your role will change. But when you know what you want and you know it's a calling, then that means it won't matter about getting wet. It won't matter about getting tired. And you're not asking how much you get paid. You're just saying there's unfinished business that needs to be done, and that is join the military. Doing my time and doing at least 6 years, which I think the sign-on period should move up to. The fact that they're giving, I think it's disrespectful that they give girls only 2 years side-on. Not only is it a double standard for males and females, an inequality that is unacceptable and unforgivable, but it's also like they're saying we want to tick the books, get you in, get rid of you as quickly as possible, just so we can say that we've done our bit.
Okay, here's a question, if you're finished with that one.
Yep.
Dylan Hobday, I don't think I've seen his name
Hey,
before.
Dylan, there you go, mate.
He wants to know the biggest difference between 8-9 and 6 RAR.
Well, mate, I wouldn't actually know at the moment. I wouldn't know. They're two battalions. They're both based in Brisbane. Bugger all from each other. Motorised and mechanised. I'm not even sure which is which. The Australian Infantry, the Royal Australian Regiment, is still using the echoes of their standard infantry battalion setup, which is 3 companies and a weapons company that has now been broken down where platoons can be modulated, inserted, carried by platoons. But at the same time, there should be a redundancy now that the vehicles are coming in and the vehicle is meant to make up the weapons platform or the firepower of a section. That way you can treat the dismounts, okay, you can treat them to be more lightweight. So they move fast as they do defiles, as they move in and out of complex terrain to match the speed of the second road wheel of the armoured vehicle they work with or move in front of. I'd say there's very little difference. The history, sure. The reputation, maybe. I don't know of anyone that would say, I want to go to 8-9 instead of 6 RAR. And there's a reason for that. 1, 6 is a round figure. It's good. It looks horrible on one hand, 6 fingers. But other than that, 6 RAR also has the mantle of having Delta Company, 12 platoon, Delta Company 6 RAR, which was at Long Tan. So it stands out as the Brisbane Battalion. Yeah. So I don't think there's a real difference, mate. There's good soldiers in both. 6 RAR always does better than 8-9 as well in the Duke of Gloucester Cup.
Yeah, I think, wasn't S. Bryce 6 RAR?
You might have been. Who were you with, Brycey? For some reason, I thought you were 1 RAR.
I don't know.
The big blue one. Sounds like your pants are too tight when you call it the big blue one.
Come on now. Kaz, where can I find out more about what all the regiments are and do?
Well, there's only one. There's the Royal Australian Regiment, and that's all of the battalions are in that. So there's one regiment, okay? There's Army Reserve regiments, yeah, okay, but there's one Royal Australian Regiment, and that is the 1st Battalion, 2nd Battalion, 3rd Battalion, 5th Battalion, 6th Battalion, 7th Battalion, and 8th, 9th Battalion. Then you get Special Forces, and you've got Army Reserve, which is 1 commando. You've got Regular Army, which is 2 commando, and 2nd Commando Regiment, and then you've got SASR, okay, Special Air Service Regiment.
Yeah. Well, he's just specifying here. Well, he said, the battalions there.
Okay.
He wants. So where can he get more info?
Well, I can look into that for you, okay,
Yeah,
to find out which ones are mechanised and which ones are motorised, but it makes almost no difference. It's to do with the drive wheel on those vehicles, how many people fit in those vehicles, so to speak, the protective mobility, the weapon systems that are on them, but they'll still have a section commander as the tactical commander of that vehicle. Then they're going to have a driver, and then you're going to have 6 gunslingers inside there. I can look into that for you. The only one that's any different is the 2nd Battalion, the Royal Australian Regiment, because they have the amphibious role, which gets also seagoing allowance when they're attached there, and their class is light infantry, using all frames, airframes, vehicle agencies to get from point A to B, which means choppers to plane to vehicle, motorised, mechanised, probably using the cav unit instead of infantry vehicles, right? Jump ships, all sorts of crap. Light infantry, it's a way to go because the diversity of training is just so much better. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Matt Mann's here.
What? Yeah, Matt Mann, I've already said g'day to him. Sean Goodrich wants to know why there isn't any recruiting in public high schools. And I would presume it's because we don't need it.
I would say we don't need it. Also, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good like we're targeting people without a frontal cortex developed to come in there and sort of cult their way into a uniform, preying on the young, so to speak. The fact that some of these guys want to join the military when there's almost no coverage of military shows it's a calling and not a job.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't want to be sort of programming people to do it or pressure it, young people as well, who might just be a little bit lost, right? And, it's not really the sort of career you should choose if you're just a little lost in life.
Hey, Kane, from up north. Hey, Kane, how you going, mate? I'm good, mate. Not so care. How's the housing prices going in Mackay? Are they still falling or are they raising now that I've sold my properties?
Oh, I tell you what, you wouldn't want to own too many rental properties at the moment.
Nope.
Not when you were getting forced sales from banks.
It's getting scary, team.
Okay, if anybody knows about the Menitol asthma test out there in the chat, could they explain to your boy Paul what it's like? I don't know.
I've never even heard of that before.
Yeah. No,
is that a lung function test to see?
It might be. I don't know, but I thought maybe someone else has had to do it and can offer him some advice about that. Aaron Hazelton says, "Hey Kaz, I went into Army Reserves at 18 as an engineer, and then I started a chef apprenticeship and couldn't really fulfill my service as engineer, and I regret leaving the Army." So,
Okay.
I don't quite understand that.
So you regret getting out of there, and you're wondering what to do next. I think it was more of a statement than anything.
Yeah, I think it was a statement.
Just turn out good food,
Yeah.
or go back there. Say times have changed.
Yeah.
But you guys, chefs already work pretty bloody hard. I can't see where you can get some extra time where you could fit Army Reserve in. To tell you the truth, you guys are probably some of the hardest working people.
Yeah, here's a great one. James Potter wants to know, have we ever seen a bunyip? Of course we have, just like the drop bears.
Alexander Bunyip.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
I've swiped right on bunyips before.
Have you? And some Wookiees, I hear. Yeah. S. Bryce is getting a bit cheeky. He said 2 RAR and nearly the Navy these days.
No, not true.
That's a
Come
bit
on.
cheeky.
Come on.
Yeah.
They just shower more.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
all.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
We haven't got a Kraken today, Flubber. He's asking if we've had a...
No, we haven't had a Kraken. We haven't had a Kraken yet.
We'd love one, though.
Yep.
Your boy Paul has said, yeah, he has to have it. He passed his assessment day and got recommended for infantry, but he just needs to do that lung function test. Isn't that just like breathing into a pipe or something?
It's a one of the gentlemen that got best PT at Kapuka. His mum was telling me about that he was initially told you can't come in until they made him do the lung function test, and he failed the first time, and he was shitting himself. And then the second time he did the test and literally blew it out of the water, so to speak. Don't mind the pun. I'm not a fan of asthma. I'm not a fan of soldiers coming to infantry with asthma. It's not a game, what we do. We can't help you if something goes wrong. I don't want you bringing a puffer. I just don't want the responsibility of having someone beside me or in my call sign where I've got to be careful of the pollen, the exertion. You will never been as tired as what you will get in infantry. I don't care what sport you play. You've never experienced the fatigue that you will get in infantry. And if your body's going to break down, and that is a fuse that can be lit, you got to be careful. Any little thing that you have with you will come out. It will. And it can be absolutely remorseless. Yeah. Okay. Send your photo. Can you show Mr. Bryce and Jim for me? No, I can't. It's on here, buddy. Sorry. When did you send it, JC?
Probably just sent it then.
Okay. Oh, I'm talking with Lauren on here.
Yeah, sorry, my fault.
It is your fault.
It is. It's all my fault. Ethan Hill says it's good to see you again, Kaz.
Good to see you too, Ethan Hawke.
Yep. Marty says, hey Kaz, I'm in the recruitment process as a reserve officer. All this preparation I'm doing for this is making me want to go full-time, not reserves. What's the best and worst of both entry methods?
Oh. Okay, so I'm in the recruitment process as a reserve officer. All the preparation I'm doing. Look, I would say something as simple as, hey, Rad, how you going? Not too cow there, blue cow. That means he's held his breath too long.
Thanks,
sorry, man. Got here late. No, it's fine, mate. It's good to have you here, Rad. Look, if you can go and become an officer and you don't have an outside job or profession, there's no reason to go to reserves. Reserves is there for someone who has either a conflicting interest, whether it be family, whether it be a profession, whether it be a qualification. If you just don't know, go for both. Go for regular, go for reserve, and see which one accepts you. If you go for reserves, you're only going to be as good as the unit you go to. It's like a fish in a tank will grow to the size of the tank, etc. When you go to, and there's no progressive movement attached to a timeline. When you go to the regular army, there is a progressive timeline that once you're on the train, you're going at the speed of that train, where there is a daily commitment and 7 days a week that you have to commit to that. You know, so it's a completely different role being an Army Reserve officer and being a regular officer. And that's simply because there's just nowhere to hide as a regular officer. You know, and you have officers around you that you're actually competing against, where you're not necessarily competing against them in an Army Reserve unit, despite the fact that you can still be deployed on something with mucho responsibility and outcome of mission required, if that makes sense to you. You know, it really comes down to your personal position now.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah, Listo.
Send It With Shan has asked, hey Kaz, is it as rare as they make it out to be for relationships to work when you're in the army? I understand it can put a fair bit of stress on a relationship, but I was wondering your take.
I know many, many fantastic relationships that have gone really, really well. And it seems like the ones that work really well are the ones where you take your missus into the military with you. What do I mean by that? I mean you were together before you joined.
Yeah.
That she already knows what she's getting herself into. The reason why a lot of relationships go south in the military is guys are turning up and starting to date a girl that's already had 7, 8, 87 military boyfriends. You know, and they're like, I've had enough of this shit. I just want a civilian boyfriend. But then they don't want to be with a civilian boyfriend. They want another army boyfriend. Because we have, especially at our age, the younger we are, that we have a disposable income and live like rock stars. And it's a fantastic thing for girls to be caught up in that group. You know, but what they're not ready for, and what we wouldn't be ready for if it was us on the other foot, is imagine dating a girl and then she introduces you to the 29 girls that she works with, and you're in a dorm with 29 girls, including yours, and yours looks like the bottom of the pile. And others, what I'm saying is, if you look like your dad, and your dad was swiped left all his life, and then you surround your new missus with some guys that look like they could be on the fireman's calendar, right? It depends what they want from the relationship, but relationships that go into the military tend to do pretty well. You know, and the army will give you more time with your partner than probably most civilian jobs will. You know,
yeah, it's true. And look, it either has, it's down to the individual couple. You know, it's really down to the commitment you've both made, whether you're going to stick to it or not.
Yeah.
Some of the longest, most outstanding marriages I've seen are with my friends who've been serving the whole time, and all the posting and that. I don't know, it can bring you closer together or drive you apart. Depends on the people, I think.
And it can give you that necessary time apart that couples need to stop your partner from becoming so dependent on you being there, or so used to you being there, that they've slowly kiboshed themselves away from their friends because you're such a beautiful couple. Now they have their own interests. They have their own friends. They develop those friendships. And that can happen while you're away as they set up a home base, so to speak. And it can be a beautiful thing. And that time away actually keeps the grass from being greener elsewhere. Can always be like a honeymoon period when you come home after you've had a shower. After,
yeah. Go straight to the laundry, please.
James E., there's not more specific training to necessarily go to 2nd Battalion. When you go to the School of Infantry, but they will be looking for the cream of crop, so to speak. And it's not because it's necessarily all about watermanship. It's because that 4 of the platoons are going to be reconnaissance platoons, and they require the highest levels of fieldcraft. It also means that they are the commodity that is generally full. So the more sought after, then they can afford to have a higher level of acceptance, etc. If there's only one position that's going to 2 area, then you can bet when there's a platoon with 48 people going and there's only one position for 2 area, there's definitely going to be people go, well, oh, I could be that guy. So, yeah, it's just one of those things.
Look, here's one for the list. Lawson Graver says, hey, Kaz, I'm off to Kapuka on the 26th of October.
26th of October. That's far enough away that it can haunt your sleep.
Yeah.
Without actually causing the panic. But now's the good time to train, to be ready, soldier ready.
Okay. Maurice Mutalemba has asked,
It's a good name.
it's a great name. What's being a mechanic in the army like?
It's like being a civilian. My dad was Ramey. I'll tell you why. You will be working so hard in that never-ending story that you really don't get a chance to be regimental at all. Another vehicle comes in, another thing comes in, and you'll be working there. So you can't afford for bullshit to get in the way. Whenever you go to Ramey, it's like the soup Nazi. You go up, you get what's done, you give them something to put your work in front of someone else's, and you go up there for a laugh. Sometimes you go and talk to the Ramey guys and the transport guys just because you want some time out. Hey, Dave D, how's your air-conditioned office going? Bush pay? No tax? Bed? Is it true you don't change your sheets for the 2 weeks that you're in quarantine?
Oh, that's rough.
JC, okay. You and I should go and instruct on a course so we can go to the hotel.
Okay, here's one. One Shot Films has said, hey, Kaz, can you tell me why some battalions wear their rifleman berets around base and some don't? Cheers.
Well, they're all allowed to wear them. As you go up further up north, look, the beret, it'll come down to the dress of the day, and you'll be told by your battalion what the dress is going to be, and they might say slouch hats only, and that could be OH&S. You're about to hit summer. You're in Townsville. 100% humidity, the sun. Or it might be for practicality around vehicles. It might be now that you're motorised, mechanised in and out of those vehicles. Okay, well, you're not going to be in those with a beret. You have to wear a helmet when you're inside an armoured vehicle now.
Jay Hayes is so funny.
What did he say?
He's telling JC that he put Fab and Omo on his windowsill and it never worked out for him.
Old man out.
Yep.
That used to be one for the Holsworthy in the military villages. You could put the washing powder out to let the swingers know, Mama. Ooh.
Yeah, and if you're not into that, just be careful who you hang out with.
Yeah, Papa's not at home. Hey,
okay.
Vlogmaster.
Yeah, that was a nice message from Vlogmaster. Sightful has asked, what battalion were you posted?
2nd Battalion, mate. 2nd Battalion Royal Australian Regiment. It was fantastic. It was a great time. It was a great career. Great guys, and it continues through Jason Harrison, who has the 2RAR Museum, good Old Fellas Association, etc.
Everyone should go like that on Facebook, actually, because they have really awesome posts like this day in history, and you sometimes get to see amazing things of their collection, which is an amazing collection.
Sightful, he was Air Force, mate. Blue puggaree is what he means, not actual blue hat. Tom Price. It's the coolest thing you get. I was talking to Dave the other day that one of the most amazing things of your military career is at Kapooka when you get the slouch hat, because you don't have a slouch hat at first. You've got to earn that. And I think that, tell us in comments, is that at blue tabs or yellow tabs, gold tabs, when you get your slouch hat? But you feel bloody cool when you get it.
I bet you do.
Yeah.
JC's got a question for you. Kaz, did you ever get your crossed rifles or go for them? I don't even know what crossed rifles are, so there's a question from me.
The crossed rifles is a beautiful badge that can only be earned. And JC, you know that I've got them. Of course I have. Yeah, I was in the 2nd Battalion shooting team at a time where it was so deep with talent that I got dropped despite the fact I came 3rd in the brigade. That still wasn't good enough to stay in the 2nd Battalion because I was inconsistent a little bit. But cross rifles, no problems for Kaz. That there is marksmanship badges that you get for your ability to fire your rifle, okay? From all positions, moving targets, you moving through the mounds from 300 down to 200, down to 100 and closer. And for you to get a qualification for that, it's pretty difficult. And you don't get a chance to do it it's very rare indeed. But when you do it, it goes on your uniform. So people can see that you're a better than first class shot. Yep. Cross rifles.
Tommy Phams TV is wondering about height within the infantry because he's saying he's pretty short. He's saying he's 175 centimetres.
That's not short. Wash your mouth out with sailor's soap. I'm 175 centimetres. Yeah, I was 178 when I joined, but I'm 3 centimetres shorter now due to back compression, problems with my lower back and lumbar spondylosis. You know, Freddie, one of my mates, is 5 centimetres shorter. Yep, 5.
Yeah. A lot
You'll
of
be fine.
You know, one of my best tattoo customers he had a regular Saturday appointment. He was really short and he was in one IR, but everyone said he was a great soldier.
What? Yeah. What's the official height that a man is? Because it doesn't affect women. Where a man becomes angry. What is the short man disease? What height does that hit at? JC, he's not short, but JC, what your experience on the street as a police officer? What height do you reckon it is where most men are really, really angry?
You mean the Napoleon syndrome?
Yeah. Sonne, the 5'9" gang. 182, that's not short. You know, but you don't want to be that tall that you look kooky and everyone can see you on the dance floor and you have to have a forward ranger because your legs won't fit anywhere else. Anything below 5, no one's below 5 foot as a guy. 165 centimetres in ginger, says JC, and no one knows better than he.
Yeah, yeah, right, I suppose.
Yeah.
But men can be below 5 foot.
But they can, but imagine how angry they'd be.
They might be South Pole elves, but they're, you know, I don't know.
It runs deeper than they're strong. They've got short levers and they like to throw them.
Giuliano reckons it's diagnosed at 5'5".
God, I love this channel.
Yeah. You're all very cheeky.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. It is funny.
Mr. Patterson's confused. He thought this stream was going to be about after training or tanks.
Yeah, it was, mate. Were you here at the start?
Yeah.
Mr. P, okay. We did speak about after training. You know, the deal is, I'm going to let you know how this works, team, with Lauren and I and the moderators here. You know, if I give you a topic we're going to talk about, sure, we cover it. But I've found from experience, if I stick to that topic and I go on rants and I continually try to talk about it and give you every single bit of information that's been squeezed out of the ShamWow, you guys don't get your questions answered. You know, we get continual questions that need to be answered, and that's why this happens. You know, time after training, we've said there's no excuses. You have to keep doing bringing the results, and it's not just from the platoon commander's notebook. You have a reputation that you have to maintain the entire time you're in, and you'll be remembered for the rest of your life from mates, not necessarily from friends, on what you were like as a soldier, not what you were like as a bloke a lot of the time. Hey! It's the Weinstein hug. Well done, Marty. Welcome to the Great Unwashed. Thank you, mate. The reason why I get so excited about the members is because when this option came up to me, this was a way that we could give back to you, that we could give you something that signifies that you are a long timer, that you are a strong supporter of the channel, and your name changes to green. I need to grow this channel. This is going to be something I do for 20 years or until YouTube says, get lost, Kaz, you shouldn't have said that. So the best thing you can do is honestly become a member. Watch yourself rank up. You know, it's a great thing, and you will take your channel experience more seriously if you're actually committed to it. Yep.
That's true. You know, I've got to think about members.
You can't transfer battalions, James E.
When I'm reading questions, I do favour the members. They're easier to see in the chat.
Okay. James E just asked an interesting question. Can you transfer battalions once you're in? You can, but geez, you want a good reason, mate. You really want a good reason, because you imagine what it looks like when you are saying, I don't want to be in this team anymore. I want to go to another team. You know, you're going to be surrounded by people that were passionate to be in the team you're in. If there's a really good reason, that's fine. But it normally happens, your first chance for that is normally between the 4 year and 6 year mark when you pick up promotions, and you get an opportunity to do that anyway. Yeah.
Okay. Ethan Hill says, should I do directly for infantry or should I go to ADFA as an infantry officer? Since many people have now told me to do year 12. We were telling Ethan he should finish school. I think finishing year 12 and being a good officer are two totally different things, right?
Look, it is. ADFA will take you early and they'll replace some of that with your university training. And I think you have to have year 12 to go to university anyway, don't you?
Yeah. I think you should research both roles and see
Yep.
which...
And apply for both. Apply for both, because I'll tell you something. You don't go in as an infantry officer. You go in as an officer, and your skills and ability will determine through your ability to make dynamic decisions. What am I trying to talk about? Your decisive capability will determine what corps you go to, and you can go there and end up not getting what you want because they're saying you don't have the leadership for that role. You're not the droid we're looking for. You're going to go to that branch. That's why I don't understand why they give you your corps as a private soldier, but they don't for an officer. That's more realistic and it's more honest to you for you to actually be able to try before you buy in Kapuka what I want to do, etc. The baker. What do you bake? I love sausage rolls. Keep up the good work, Kaz. Not your cow. Thank you, baker. I'll use that $5 back in your shop and I'll buy a pastry. And I'll buy a glass bottle of Coke. I don't buy the plastic.
Okay. Kynan is here and he would like to ask you, Kaz, what are your thoughts on shows that show SAS and Special Forces training for celebrities?
Is that like, what's his name? The fellow that does the...
Yeah, I think they're
Ant Middleton and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think they're doing new ones though. Yeah,
there's a danger in it. I've had this conversation the last couple of days. The mystique behind Special Forces should always be maintained. Mr. Ballin actually admits that as well. He's a big guy on TikTok. I don't have TikTok. I don't have that. But he admitted that he copped a hell of a lot of flack as a Navy SEAL that got blown up when he came off and started to air laundry, talk about what they were doing. They were like, stop it. And so he changed subjects to mysteries and all that sort of shit. And he realises now, and he's going, yeah, I sort of get what they were saying. Yeah, I won't give you any TTPs. I won't give you any surprises that take away from the bond that happens between a section commander, or give you something to do with tactics, techniques and procedures that could be used to assist the threat force, so to speak. Not that it would, because everything we talk about is already out there from our Western countries that seem to have relaxed laws that allow them to have, what do you call it, YouTube channels while they actually serve. Nick Bear, I couldn't believe it, as a military officer. He would just come in there, and it was almost patronising the way he'd speak to his staff when he was a short timer. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Yeah, but if it's done properly, I can see avenues for it. Sorry, I butchered that question.
No, you didn't. I'm sure you did. Okay.
Hey, Iron Wolfstad.
Oh, Iron Wolfstad's here. Now's the perfect time for you to answer a question I saw Iron Wolfstad asked in the comments a couple of videos back.
Okay.
Okay, he asked, can he do his morning poo at Kapuka?
No.
There's your answer.
You got to get up before 6 o'clock if you want to do your morning turd. If you want to go and fluffy whip, in your own peace, in your own time, you won't get time to just go, I'm going to go and do my regular, meditation, my porcelain yoga, so to speak.
Good heavens.
Downward facing lunch.
Yeah, you can't just wander off with a newspaper under your arm at any time, right? And disappear for an hour. You can't treat the instructors like your family and just go to the toilet for 2 hours. Yeah, exactly. It was a decent question.
That's a good question. Well, we know a few people that have to do a shit out bush in the battalion. They have to do it. before they leave anywhere.
And what's it like? Is it scary the first time you have to poop in front of everyone?
Well, normally people are. It's like they're constipated when you first get to Kapuka because the stress tends to create a seal. When you're outfield, because we never had women with us, it's no dramas. You're shitting beside other people. The platoon sergeant decides where the shit pit is. My job was to pick where that is, and whoever's on my shit list, so to speak, you're going to dig that pit, and then I'm going to come and shit in it to make sure you've done a good job. And do you know what the one thing it has to have? One thing that a seasoned soldier will give that a junior soldier won't provide, and it's unexcusable. You're about to learn something here, team. Cane and Peppers, do you know what it is? It's a groan bar.
What?
A groan bar means you set up the shitter, with a tree just placed where you can put both hands around it.
Okay, that's like a birthing aid.
Oh.
Like that to give birth.
Yeah, but some people don't do that. It's like there's nothing to hold on to and your thighs and quads is blowing out because you're constipated from the ration packs.
No.
So make sure you put a groan bar in. Be respectful to your team.
Yeah.
And I'll put it on your report. You're good to go. You think of others.
Yeah, just something to make life a little bit easier.
It's a beautiful charity.
Yeah, there you go. Remember that. A groan bar, you say?
It's good. The groan bar. Can we get some hands of colour up there for the groan bar? Or just squeeze your mate's hand next to you. Look, and this is something that I tell you, whether you're a guy or a girl, you need to take into account. I am not going to set up a single thing to care about people seeing you with your strides down.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't go. There's going to be no screens. You're going to go there 7-10 metres from me. You're going to be doing a crap, doing a piss, doing whatever, and then covering it up with your kitty litter. And that's for males as well, because some guys don't like the idea of it either, but I don't care.
Yeah. Iron Wolf's dad has another poo-related question while we're on the subject.
You're shitting me.
He heard that you've got to poo in MRE bags when you're operating in combat zones. Is that true?
No, it's not true. No.
There you go. Is there any other interesting poo things that people should be prepared for when they join up? Yes,
you need to take baby wipes with you and potentially your own toilet roll with you, because the Army toilet paper is about as thin as the truth from CNN.
Yeah.
The last thing you want is to look like you've got a melted Kit Kat in your fucking hand.
Oh, God.
Also, when it comes to toilets, I'll tell you something else. When you're in a defensive position, we actually get, they call them honey pots brought in. A honey pot is a steel toilet. It is agony, absolute torture in winter if you're the first person on it that day to sit on it. And in summer, you can end up with a burnt horseshoe brand on your ass and legs when you're in 45-degree heat, 100% humidity, when these steel cans are in the sun and you've got blowflies the size of cats coming up there to be your friend.
Okay, here's along the same notes. Giuliano has a question, and he says, on the same note, are you allowed to, he can't say, at Kapuka, if you get the drift?
Are you allowed to, relieve yourself?
I think that's what he means is stress relief and it helps getting to sleep.
Absolutely. JP's laughing about the blowies down there. So I've seen guys that actually sit there longer because there is a perverse sort of, it's so disgusting. It kind of feels good.
No, stop it.
Eat my lunch.
I don't need to know those things.
It's dark humour.
Now tell me.
As for relieving yourself,
yes,
it is not sexual. It is tension relief.
Any tips or tricks?
It's done in the shit house.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah. Some people take a special shirt out bush for those people that just have got a testosterone build up that is off tap. And they've just got a special shirt they take out there, and that becomes, "Will you marry me?" t-shirt.
Jay Hayes just said, just don't make eye contact with anyone.
Look, I've only relieved myself in a field environment a number of times. And I remember one time was near Tyndall, and there was a kangaroo that was looking at me, and I didn't know they could raise an eyebrow. The kangaroo was looking at me like, what the hell are you doing? And I stopped. And I never did it again.
Okay, Dave D has said the platoon before ours, a guy got his face ripped for relieving himself during picket. That's not really where you should relieve yourself, is it?
But it is what people do.
Yeah.
Dylan, John Wayne Paper, rough as guts, and takes shit from no one. Dylan, well done. I like it. That ass ain't gonna wipe itself.
Okay, on a different note, let's change the subject. Ethan Hill.
That ass ain't gonna wipe itself. I thought that's what you meant by a different note.
When you finish ADFA, do you do training at Kapuka, or is it all done at the academy?
It's all done at... What'll happen is when you're finished at ADFA with your university degree that you're doing, and it better match what you're going to do the rest of your career, okay, then you go to RMC with 1 year to go. So you join the Bakers. They call the guys who go to RMC Bakers. Yep. There is rivalry between ADFA and Bakers until you actually... and that's more from the Bakers towards you, like you got your nose up, your toffee nose, sort of people, rather than just jump in and do the work sort of thing. But that's also because there could also be a maturity difference between those that come in and hit the ground running and those that are sort of trapped between going to school and going to university, so to speak. We've got the Wasp here. G'day, mate.
Yeah. Jay Hayes reckons you swiped left on the roo.
I don't know. I thought he was going to be my T-shirt, actually. Come here, you filthy little marsupial.
Gabe is appreciating your hair.
I hope that doesn't offend those that are also half a century old, that have been balding since 17. Joe Rogan, lookalike, so to speak. How's that? They're looking at trying to entice a debate between Hayden and Rump for 4 hours on the Joe Rogan show. And Rump has already said, yes, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Hayden hasn't. Portaloos. Yeah, Stoddy, they're rare. Other corps, but you won't really see them for infantry.
I remember a 2RAR ball once, and I needed to go to the toilet, and some very nice gentlemen said to me, don't go into the portaloos. And that was the only time that I've ever been to the lines, was to a wee, because the ladies' portaloos apparently were awful after the ball.
Yeah. Oh, it's a funny thing that the ball is a beautiful thing. It's the girls want to go there.
Yeah,
and it's a chance for a guy to make a woman or someone feel special. For those that don't know what we're talking about there, and naturally this is one of the first years where it's going to be hard to do so, but the battalions have a battalion ball. Commandos have a battalion ball. SASR has a ball. And the SASR one and Commandos is probably not that far under the level of the Dally M, etc. The battalion balls have got over 1,000 people at them.
Yeah, it's a great event, and you get to wear a really lovely frock, and if you don't make your lady feel special, a couple of other blokes will. So it's a lovely evening for everyone.
A few marriages have happened after battalion balls, I tell you.
Yeah. Okay, let's look for another question. Undle Bays says, hey Kaz, what's your opinion of people who just stay for the minimum 4 years? Would you recommend staying in longer, and is there any form of distaste shown towards people who do? Absolutely not.
When your time is done, your time is done. And if anything, there's room for... I don't believe you should be able to just stay on beyond your 4 years if you're a substandard soldier. That's where the Army should have some say to be able to say, no, we've enjoyed your time, but now it's time for you to leave because you haven't upheld that commitment. You are always too sore. You're always too injured. You're always too pregnant. You know, there's an expectation that you are a capability that you give the military. If you do 4 years, if anything, people are going to go, dude, don't get out. What are you doing? And I don't believe that 4 years is enough to fully immerse yourself into the experience of being military. Get to section commander, and then from there, that's six years. You know, you're going to be a section commander. You know, that's only a couple of extra years, and then you've got responsibility. You've been revigorated. You have a different level of commitment to the military now that you're looking after other soldiers. You've matured as well. There can be connotations of a 4-year commitment where you feel like tick tock, 3 months to go, now or never. Okay, I get out because one of your best mates is getting out.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
You keep talking about TikTok, and it is 8:30.
It is 8:30. I really wanted to go now. Do you mind if I give my daughter a quick good night? Lauren,
Yeah, you can do.
Can you speak for 2 seconds?
Yeah.
She may not even
but
answer.
Won't she hear me? Oh, okay. All right. Has anyone got any long questions?
We were trying to find the role of Adsies for you today. What the formal role is. Wait 2 seconds, team. We're just saying g'day to my subordinate.
Hello.
Hello, darling. How you doing?
Good.
Oh, you sound like you're almost going to sleep.
I am.
Are you going to beat me, tomorrow? Do you want hotcakes for breakfast?
She needs to drop me up in the morning because she needs to do it twice.
Okay, can you tell Mummy that we're going to have McDonald's for breakfast? We're going to have hotcakes.
Maybe I don't know if I want to.
Okay, I bet you do. I'll leave it up to you in the morning, okay?
We're gonna come until 20 to 8.
Sounds good. I love you more than my own reflection.
Okay. Love you. Because the appointment's at 8 o'clock.
Okay. Can you say goodbye to everyone?
Yeah, goodbye.
Goodbye. You talk so much. I love you, darling. Your shares went up in value
Love
today
you
too. Good.
Huh?
Your shares went up in value today. ADV.
Okay.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Bye.
See you in the morning, Bubby. Sorry, guys.
No.
You can't afford to not ring,
No, you please never apologise for that, ever.
She'll get a smack tomorrow, all right? She's not even a member.
Hey.
She's not even a member.
Gosh,
And Caladar.
naughty.
And Caladar, he's here.
Yeah, and he's going. He's been here all night.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, and he's going, and JC just left too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
JC doesn't like it when we say anti-RAF things.
He didn't go for that. His dog needed a poo.
What the hell does he do? Does he force it out?
No, he probably just takes him for a walk or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If you want to throw some likes on their team, let's throw some likes on there for the YouTube algorithm. And Drunk Aussie, g'day, mate.
Yeah. He's been here for a while too.
I wish I was a Drunk Aussie at the moment.
You do. Michael Stott wants to know if I'm going to do any more scary stories. I don't know. Maybe I will.
She's pretty good at them.
What I'm going to do. Yeah, I don't know. I think we should do something special maybe for Halloween here on the channel.
Yeah.
Maybe we should get a burner phone and let people ring up with their weird and scary questions.
That would be off tap, wouldn't it?
We'd need to, yeah.
Well, the other one too there, Lauren, to explain to you is we also want to do a bunch of dilemma videos for you. Now, there's two ways we can do that. One way is to do a production where we throw a production to you that goes for 7 minutes or 4 minutes. Then you do the work in that, talking to yourself, talking to your family, talking to your friends, going, what would you do? So you can learn a bit about yourself as well as about your friends, the way they operate. Or we can do it where we present it as a video, on the stream, and then we talk about what would you do? What do you think the right thing to do? Is there a right answer? You know, did you just find out something about yourself that you didn't realise until someone had actually immersed you into a provocative mindset that made you actually think, I don't know what I'd do? Because there's a lot of people that claim to be a hero until the time arrives, and then it's, not so much. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Simon, the next marathon stream isn't going to be for a long time.
It's not going to be for a while. And at the moment, all we're trying to do is pay Loretta, but every time I ring up, I get Roddy. And this is a nice one you might not have heard about, Lauren. Roddy, he's just injured his foot, and he doesn't know how he did it. He's got his back is smoked, team. He's crippled.
Yeah.
And their tap blew in their kitchen, and water was pissing out everywhere. And a contractor came out and did it all for free for them when he heard about their position.
Bless that contractor.
He came from Brisbane.
That could just been another massive headache.
Yeah.
And, you know, it never rains, it pours in life.
Yep.
So I think that I got to plug my phone in.
That's right. Aaron, I'm not affected really by the lockdown, mate. This has been fine for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's been fine. I understand that people are affected in different ways. I understand the economy is absolutely getting screwed at the moment, like they've given a gambler's partner an Amex credit card and said, I'll be back in 6 months going on operations, and then come back and see her with a bandage on her arm and go, what happened? She's going, just swiping the card so much as, you know, I've got RSI of the wrist. You know, it seems like there is a credit card that the government is using, and I heard something that really was scary. Have you guys heard of a zombie business?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a zombie company, yeah.
Zombie companies are all over Australia at the moment, all over it. And what that means is these companies basically were bankrupt, were closing down because of the shutdown, but have only been managed to stay open as almost like a charity to their workers by the money that's being injected by the government. But the second that this stimulus package ends and this double float drops away, all of these businesses just going to go bang, 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 and just all disappear.
Yeah.
Then that service all happens at one time, and then we're going to realise across the country just how big, you know, the drama is waiting for us.
We might have some hard times coming, but we're Australians, and I'm certain we can use our ingenuity to get through it.
Yeah.
We just got to look after each other, I think.
And the sad thing is, but everyone is going to be looking after himself for a little while. And although the economy can come back, that doesn't mean an individual that had a business that put everything into giving a service will ever get back.
Exactly. I've run businesses before, and you put everything into it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not easy. You know?
Yeah, and we just hope we can help where we can, mate.
Yeah, exactly. You know, maybe there's folks like you or me who might not be affected too badly, but we try to help people when we hear they're in trouble.
And sometimes just getting someone a cup of coffee.
Yeah, exactly. Or having a chat.
Yeah.
You know, being friendly, a smile down the street. Sometimes, you know, I smile at people. Sometimes they look at me like I'm special because they're not used to seeing people smile at them.
But there's also a big difference between a female smiling at a stranger that is a male,
I'm not
as opposed to a male smiling at a female. If a girl smiles at me in the street, I'm already going like that suction hand, whoosh, whip her to try and bring her over. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah,
you know.
I like to see a smile on people's faces. You know, make eye contact, smile at people.
Would owning a business look good when applying for RMC? I don't know, mate. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe not at the time while you're applying. Maybe if you have run a successful business, you know.
There's a massive difference between a manager and a leader too.
Exactly, and it's a huge commitment. Really, both is a huge commitment.
Yep.
You know,
Generation after next tactics, totally agree. But you know, I'm not allowed to talk about that, mate. Totally agree. I could talk to you forever on it.
Yeah, no, we can't talk. We could, but we can't. We just can't, which we hate, not being able to just speak freely. But it just is the way this platform is.
Yeah.
So there's nothing we can do about it.
Peter Cameron. But if you're a good-looking bloke, it's all right.
I like to see a gentleman smile, you know, as long as it's not like a creepy smiling man smile and it's just a, you know, friendly smile. It's always nice.
If you brush your teeth more than a Brit, you should be okay.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
You've heard of the London smile?
Yeah, I just like anybody. I like to see anyone smile.
Wait a sec. What does Gabe say down there? Sorry, team, my eyes, you know, are about as effective as a potato's eyes.
Will it affect your army career if you go to RMC only rather than ADFA to RMC?
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't. If you're going to ADFA, you are going to RMC, and you're also going to have a ROSO where you're going to be in for at least 6 years. They don't just give you something and get nothing in return. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
It costs them a goddamn fortune to send you to ADFA. They want something in return.
Exactly. Have you said hello to Emma yet? She's
here. Where is she? Where is lovely Emma?
She's there. She's a great regular. And she's actually, I've got to tell you, Emma should win one of the most helpful subscribers in chat awards because she's very helpful and polite. When people have a question, she will answer it if she can.
And it's always a pleasure to see the ladies here because it also means the new ladies that come that go, oh, I'm not the first one here. And there's other girls that are here that are able to, one, answer questions, but two, show that it is a friendly platform for both genders.
Yeah, it's good fun here.
Yeah.
Dusty's here. Hi, Dusty.
Hey, Dusty, how you going? You contributing mongrel.
Yeah, he's great. Dusty's terrific.
Arms of colour there.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
16 minutes left, team. 16 minutes left.
People keep asking you to do reaction videos and things like that. But you did one recently.
I did do one. I did one for Matt on the M249 from off the ranch. You know, people got confused. They thought that he was a vet as far as a veteran. No, he's an actual vet, animal vet.
Yep.
You know, I don't expect him to be perfect with things, but where there's a fall down of information, I love doing the reaction videos. I do. There'll be more of those. There's also going to be dilemmas because I want you to be able to think about subjects, but also to be able to sit with your friends before you look at the dilemma so that it's absolutely your raw reaction to the scenario and be able to say, Mum, Dad, Denny, the passing out parade at Puckapunyal, to your friends and say, cover your answers up, write them down, listen to this video and tell me what your answer is. You'll learn a lot about your friends. You'll learn a lot about your partner. You'll learn a lot about yourself. We'll make sure you enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. James E is heading off. Good night, James E. And Action Jack has just arrived.
Action Jack.
Yep.
As they say in New Zealand. Action Jack. Sorry, JC. he's going to be...
He's gone. He's taken his dog for a poo.
Hey, TD, Tasmanian Devil. Hi, Kaz. How is the March looking? Will it be ready? The merch.
Christmas.
Again, Lauren and I are looking at that. We're trying to find something that is cost viable that, one, gives us an...
is easy. We've got more designs than we can put on T-shirts. It's trying to get a quality T-shirt that's going to be at a decent price for you guys and to keep the shipping down. So at the moment we're in the just the fine
reconnaissance.
Yeah, exactly, and that's not as easy as it seems.
You're gonna see a whole lot of merch on other channels that goes through Teespring in the USA. It's the biggest one, but guess why? There is no delivery fee because it goes free for the USA. But if you want it, it's going to cost you a fortune. Now, I've sent for 3 shirts away, one for Sebastian White, who won the meme of the month. And that was, 3 weeks ago? 4 weeks?
Yeah.
No shirts have arrived.
Was it? Yeah. Oh, really? Not yet?
Nope.
See, that puts me off that company totally.
Yep, and the bastard thing about it is they actually ask you, do you want it direct or do you want it normal post? When they know they're not even going to start that shirt
exactly.
for potentially 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
You know,
That's not
so
good.
you're paying for priority post, but not getting priority treatment. So don't put it up there as an option, because it
Yeah.
makes you wonder: are they actually getting a percentage of that for themselves?
Yeah, exactly. Good night, Kynan. Good night, Joe Moyle.
Good night, Peppers. Good night, Molly.
Yeah. I saw a question. Sean Goodrich. Hey, if I were to join cadets, would that affect my assessment and U session?
There's no need for you to join cadets, mate. If you're going to join the military soon, and one of the cautionary things
Yeah.
I'd say to you, if you are a cadet, never bring that up again at Kapuka.
Yeah.
It means
don't.
nothing. It means nothing. If you
It
are
makes
in the
you
regular
feel-
army, don't go in there going, I was Army Reserve either. It's not that it
It
doesn't
could
mean
cringe.
anything. People don't want you going in there thinking that you know the game.
Yeah, it could be a cringe moment for you, and we'd like you to avoid that.
Yeah. Dave D double tapped on that one too.
Yeah, exactly. Go and enjoy the cadets by all means. Be proud of it.
Yep.
But if you do join the regular army, probably don't mention it. Are laptops allowed by Tommy?
Laptops?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yep.
You don't get to take anything with you.
Look, if you can't do your morning poop, you're not going to be able to just, take a laptop.
Every single thing you take with you that's not on that list, that's not in the locker layout, goes in a bag with a packet of lollies that you should have for the guy or girl across from you. It'll be someone your same sex. And you won't see it again. Yep.
Yep. Good night, Glenn.
Good night, guys. And good night, Jim Bob. Good night, girls and boys.
Yeah, are we going?
Joe, no, not yet. We've got a, what time is it? We've got 11 minutes to go.
Okay.
Jay Hayes says, Tommy, take one and see what happens. Oh, sorry. The golf clubs. People are saying take golf clubs.
Yeah, that's an old one though, isn't it?
Yeah, because there's a golf course here and people thought, oh, yeah, bring your clubs, you'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Robbie Freeman has said, hey, mate, I got a class 4 and I appealed. Do you reckon I have a good chance of getting accepted?
I don't know. I really don't know. There's 1,000 things that you can go through the appeals process for. The appeal has to be new medical evidence that says that you're going to be fine. And then from there, it really comes down to the mercy of the medical system and them potentially understanding how that could affect your military career, as opposed to you thinking and knowing yourself and going, this doesn't actually really affect me. I'll give you an example. Asthma can have you automatically failed. See you later. But some asthma is childhood asthma and has never affected them, and they've had a sporting career all their life. So you know yourself better. All right.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, because we have had people who've had class 4 before and appealed, and it's worked out really well, right?
Yeah. We've had a lot of people who have got up on that.
Don't give up hope.
Ethan Hill says, do I have to go to year 12 to get into RMC? You do, because you have to go to RMC. No, sorry. You can apply after year 10, I believe, but you can't go to university unless you've done year 12 anyway, can you? As a normal civilian, can you? I really think I've got to go and look back into that one before I bum drum you with incorrect information.
Well, we can do that. We'll go check it out and we'll make sure we've got the right stuff. Simon Powell says there is a Penrith-based T-shirt guy named Dirty Pig Clothing Company run by a guy who was injured in a car accident, and it might be an option to check his...
And I definitely will.
We will. I've taken note of that.
Okay, the Dirty Pig.
Yep, that sounds right up our alley.
Or hers.
I actually thought you were going to make a Navy joke. No, you would never.
2RAR for the longest time had pigs as unofficial mascots.
Well, there was... What was his
and there was Elliot.
I remember Elliot because I saw Elliot. I used to, when I dropped people off on base, I saw Elliot would always have some poor digger, bailed up somewhere.
They would send soldiers up to the assault pioneers shed and go, can you go up there and get the stocks off the pioneers? And they'd go in there and go, oh, I'm here for the stocks. And they'd all go, excellent. Get him!
Yeah.
And they'd put him in the stocks for hours, pouring drinks on them, hosing them. If they really hated you, you could get put in the stocks, like leaning backwards, so you can't breathe properly. I wasn't in there for long. I was in there for like 10 minutes. But that was only because I went up there being a smart ass and they get him.
You deserved it.
And there's no rank. They'll grab you. You're going in the stocks.
Yeah. But Elliot was great. I just never wanted to get very close to him.
Well, there was officers that...
Didn't he?
Yeah, he could drink a carton.
Yeah.
And there was officers too that... There was officers that weren't infantry or that just got there in the Christmas break who were going, I got chased by a pig. And you're going, oh, really? What did it look like? We've got a wild boar problem around here. And there'd be the guys in the guard pissing himself laughing as some short-time officer or someone. He didn't even respect my authority. As you got this 200-kilo pig just chasing the guy with beer breath as well.
Elliot was a big, scary Pumbaa.
He was.
He was. In fact, there was a lot of them in Townsville.
Yep. There's a lot of things about that we can't talk about.
Yeah, of course. There was a lot of...
Hey, Kristen, how you going, mate? You can go to uni at age 21 even if you haven't finished year 12. Okay. But you're probably not going... They're not going to take you for ADFA, I doubt, at the age 21, most likely.
It's adult entry, That's normal uni, I think. Yeah. You can do that.
Kristen, wouldn't it be good to go there and just do military history or something like that? That'd be fantastic.
Well, you could, couldn't you?
You could, but I never finish what I start. You know that.
Yeah, exactly. It's good to know your limits. I'm a bit flaky myself sometimes.
I'd be swept off my feet if I met a woman there who was interested in military history. I'd be going, just tell me again. Say Genghis Khan to me. Genghis Khan. Oh, Nutsukal. That's the key to success in a relationship, is finding someone who has mutual interest with you. It's fantastic.
Exactly. Yeah, it is. That's true, because then you haven't got awkward silences. There's things to talk about.
Yeah, that's right. Robbie Freeman's 10 weeks in now.
There you go.
Yeah.
How is it?
What was I looking at? He doesn't know his stories or anything like that. I find them always fun, mostly. Sean Goodrich was saying, could we tell some stories?
We just were.
Oh, look, I tell you, it's funny you have so many.
Yeah.
But they all overlap each other. The longer you've been in, the more stories there are. One of the funniest stories was a guy called Numchuck Buck. Mm. You always get that goddamn weirdo, and you go, how come all of us look kind of normal and got in here and act kind of normal? And that guy is so far off to the fringes. Didn't that stand out? Did that guy do a psych test to get in? And I tell you, this guy's a lovely bloke. But you have a social conscience when you do something. The people that would go to an Anytime Fitness gym or Gold's Gym or Muscle and Fitness in Townsville, but then actually punch the bag. You go, it's not a boxing gym. What are you doing? You look like a dickhead. That's a trap for dickheads. And this guy, it was on the... I was at Muscle and Fitness, and I remember seeing someone doing shadow and martial arts katas in the area by himself. It looked like an Olympic gymnastics floor waiting for the ladies to come on. And there's this guy in this middle of this square acre just doing these movements in clothes inappropriate for a civilian gym and looking like a dickhead. But it reminded me that when I'd come back another time, here's Numchuck Buck with a mirror set up, doing shadow boxing, attacking it, but as himself, picturing himself as the enemy. But it was leaning at a level that was too short. So he looked funny while he's trying to look down while attacking down like he's fighting a child. I'm getting somewhere with this team. And he went to, he heard someone say that they wanted to buy a samurai sword as an ornament. And all of a sudden his door comes open and, you want to know about swords? I can tell you about swords. And so all of a sudden he goes over there and he goes, we're going tomorrow. I'm going to take you somewhere. And if you were going to buy a Kill Bill authentic samurai sword, where's the last place you'd go? Would it be King of Knives, wouldn't it? you're looking at something that's as blunt as a hock and a noodle.
Yeah.
You know, and he goes in there and he goes, "That's the one we're looking at." He's not even buying it. It's for this other guy that just wants it as an ornament. And the lady, 5'2", would be angry if she was a male. Goes, "Are you really sure you want to get the one at the very top?" The one at the very top.
Yeah, top shelf.
And so she gets on this ladder precariously up there, no OHS, not timed off, reaches up through this bloody case of knives, and she gets it and turns around, and there he is in the warrior pose, waiting for the sword, which he's not going to buy.
Oh.
And then when she puts it down there, he's like, properly. She places it into his hands and draws it just long enough to look at the blade to remind himself that there is absolutely no chance it's authentic. And looks at it back and basically he'll buy it. And decides this guy's going to buy this sword. You know, it's non-negotiable. You're buying it. But I've been dragging this on. Nunchuck Buck goes into town. You can get in a fight in town, in Townsville, easier than what you can get at Kebab, I tell you.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Just go to the taxi rank.
Yeah, go to the taxi rank, and that's like saying, "I'll line up for the boxing ring."
Yeah.
You know? Anyway, he goes in there, and someone says something, and he goes up. You don't talk to a woman that way. You go, for starters, they're not ladies in a taxi line.
Oh,
Yeah.
hang on. I've been in that taxi line.
Yeah, but we change when we're in the taxi line. There's not real gentlemen either. There's no one saying, "Hey, who wants to go before me?" There's a lady at the end of the line. It's
Yeah,
like...
I don't know. I think it was because I always went out with my friend Jamie, who was we were everyone's tattooist, so people did used to let us go first.
Oh.
So I guess that helped.
You got the red carpet.
They just wanted to get an appointment. That's all.
Yeah, well, that's true too. Well, Nunchuck Buck, as he's known, he decides you don't talk and swear in front of ladies. You go, "Mate, these people are about to go home and talk dirty and put things in areas where you never have. Just leave them the hell alone." And this guy's, "Are you an AJ?" Which is straight away, you've got 50 people in that line with their hands up going, what's if he's going to cop a flogging now?
Everybody's just
You know?
turned around.
And some people will even say, "Tuara," and call in the crowd to come in and to help him.
Yeah, answer the call.
Yeah, but this guy has basically said to him, "Righto, let's go." And Nunchuck Buck, absolutely scared of no one. He can fight, but he's a gentleman. And he looks at him and he's like, "We must fight." And as he starts pulling his jeans up so that he can get a higher kick, Yahtzee, he trips in the gutter, and twists his ankle and hits the road. And then the guy gets on top of him and starts kicking the shit out of him.
Not for long, I bet.
And rather than just take a kick in, he's yelling up at him, "You don't kick a warrior who's down." As this guy just ends up leaving him and going, "This guy's a freaking psycho," and just walks off like, "You're an idiot," and leaves him needing to go to the RAP with a busted ankle after getting hopscotched, fighting for the value system of a woman that had already given consent to this cowboy, not him.
Yeah, exactly. I don't,
Sorry, guys, that was Nunchuck Buck. You asked for a story.
I like it already.
I love the guy. Yeah, he's a good guy. Do you get to choose what battalion you go to? Not necessarily. It's up to you. How prepared you are when you get to the School of Infantry. That's what I tell you. You need to get Army fit, not Kapuka fit, because you won't get a time to get the memo and go, "Oh, I get it now." And don't ignore swimming. You need to be able to swim. Confidence. And that's not because they're going to make you swim 500 metres from a boat to shore like they will when you go to Gold Eagle and work with the Marines at Kenyoe Bay, 3rd Marines. But you're going to need it because it's a PT session, which is low impact, and they can torture you forever. And that's something we do. And if you can't swim more than 200 metres, you're going to be in real trouble, because that's about how long the bloody warm-up is for the session.
Okay, Giuliano's just said something good. "Hey, Kaz, I'm pretty overweight. Since this year, I've slowly gotten more fit. I've gone from 0 push-ups to 20 and from 20 sit-ups to 55. Obviously, still a lot to go, but I want to say thanks for the motivation."
It's you versus you, mate.
Yeah, exactly. And that's great. It actually sounds like you're smashing it. Just keep going, Giuliano.
I think it's fantastic. Anything you do to better you, you know, we never mock people. It's like people go, oh, as a female, I'd never go to a male's gym. They will help you.
Yeah, I go. The men help me at the gym because I don't know how to work any of the stuff or what to do.
Yeah. You don't get mocked unless you do something stupid. And there's videos on YouTube about people doing stupid shit at gyms.
Exactly. It's when you don't want to be with everyone else and you use the equipment wrong that you look really stupid. You should just ask someone if you don't know.
Good on you,
or
mate.
If they come to help you, accept the help, you know.
Can we get hands of colour in support to you actually getting better at it, mate? And make sure you write your scores down and always you versus you.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know that you have been training because you know the numbers you're getting to. Well done. Braden, I'm sure you've asked this question tonight and we didn't get to you, mate, and I apologise for that. This will be the second last question we do tonight. North Force opinion. I don't really have one, mate. I know people that have worked there. You know, it's good. It keeps people off the streets. It gives people something to do. Do they have a capability and a function? I'm not sure. Okay, I'm glad they do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. You know, Yep, good.
Yep. I'd love to go there and to get those guys to show me how to catch mud crabs too. Yeah.
Good night, Aaron Hazelton.
Good night, mate. Good night. We got one more question.
Anybody?
Ruben, do they still pick on people with flat feet? I think everyone almost has flat feet that's been in the Army for a considerable amount of time, but I was going to tell you now, the generation that is going through now, I'm telling you, they are next level. Once they decide that fitness is their thing, they are really impressive. Yeah. Not only that, their knowledge of fitness and the body is second to none.
Yep.
You know, it's absolutely amazing. So they will pay the money. Instead of being on the piss, they'll pay the money to have good joggers that aren't just look good, not just look good, that are functional. Yep. They will spend that money. They will do stretches. They'll go to yoga. They train well, and they are goddamn fit.
Yoga is really good.
It is.
Recommend it for folks.
Lewis, I'll make this the last question. Would you do Kapuka in winter? I did it in winter. It sucked. Summer, fine. Sweaty, hot, sucks. You know, but I'd rather do Kapuka. Maybe somewhere in between is the best. You know, but winter, cold is always worse than heat. It is. Except when it's coming time to sleep, when you're in a winter sleeping bag. You know? But then when you hear it's your picket and the zip feels like a burning brand on your fingers. All right, guys and gals. So in summary, tonight, once training is over, there's no more excuses. Once training is over, the responsibility falls on you to work on your weaknesses. Okay, once you are finished training, then it's repetitive training that is prepare you for the worst day of your life for the mission to get the job done. And that's where you will be asked all the necessary questions by the threat force, by your own ability, by the training or non-realistic training you've done in the past, and also by the climates. You know, we lose just as many people for climatic situations, disease, injury, etc., than what we do to the enemy. So do the training, give yourself the best chance of success, and then keep projecting when would be a good dismount time from a military career so that you always cherish, you know, what will one day be gone. Yeah, your legacy will be there forever, bud. Yeah. Anyway, press the like. We're sitting on 100 at the moment. Subscribe if you haven't. Great to have you here at the Global Channel. Thank you to the 2 new members that joined today. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for the donation of time. Thank you to Lauren and the regulators.
You're
and
welcome.
Dave, who's doing it goddamn hard in a 4-star mantra.
Eating club sandwiches.
Take the toothpick out. See us on Friday. We've got another video coming out. Quick sticks, as Chopper Reed'd say. And thank you, algorithm, for letting us get through the night.
Yeah, exactly. We got through the whole thing. And thanks for everyone for their great questions again.
Yeah, it's getting better.
Yeah, I think so. I think everyone's putting some thought into their questions.
Is,
You know,
is Brady throwing those at you or me? That's a lot of kisses.
that's for me.
Okay, good on you.
I better give him some back.
ABF Attack by Fire, great to have you here too, mate. See you later, guys. Did him out from the village. Take it easy. And remember that one day you're going to look at like the guy that's off to my left on the screen. I am Tully. Good night. You going to say good night?
Good night.
There you go. She's a lady of few words.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Put your big comments later or tomorrow on what you want, what you need, what you want answered as a registered question on Friday. See you at 7:30.